And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am Fearless Floyd, and I want to sincerely apologize for my tardiness tonight. However, I had a gig at the George R. Brown, the General Assembly, and that place is just, when you look up in the grid where all the steel is, where we hang everything from, it's just a menagerie of steel, shackles, and everything else. So we didn't know it, but we did the loadout, got everything down and packed, but we had to do a restore, which means as the original configuration for the hall, the regular PA, the regular lighting system, the projectors as well, and the screens, they have to take all that down for some shows so they can fly all their other stuff for the show for however long that is, week, whatever. So after we do the loadout, get them out of the way, we have to go back in, take everything that was originally there and put it back originally there. So we had no idea we had to do a restore. And it was strange. And I asked this question to everybody there, and not one person could answer the question, which I found odd. But then again, not really. Because when you work in the theater, and that covers symphonies, ballets, operas, Broadway plays, speaking lectures, that's what that looks like. Whenever they have to take out the original fixtures, the static fixtures for that particular venue, I'll use that, that's easy. There's always you go in and you do that for one day, and then the hall's clean, and then or the venue's clean, and then you come in with your show, boom, 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 to your show, the show's gone. Then you next day you come in and do your restoration. Well, apparently they roll that all into one call, and I was like, well, why do they do that? How come they do that? They don't do this in the theater. The theater, it's a whole nother call. So actually, we should have got paid for doing the loadout, and then boom, that should be in restoration. It should be a whole new call, and it wasn't. And I asked, and nobody could tell me. So before I get into doing some Iraqi math, because it was extremely eye opening, but I want you to take everything that I'm going to show you with a grain of salt. Do not shoot the messenger. Okay. I'm just a conduit. I do everything through divinity. I don't like create things. Things come to me. It's weird as shit, but they do. And I swear, tell truth, whole truth, not but truth. So help me God, as I always want to do. What, doggy? You're over here just dying for that. If I give it to you, will you leave me alone? Will you quit pacing around me? If I give you half of it, how's that? I break you off like my Ace Coon Boone. Huh? My road dog? Is that cool? Oh, you good for that? All right, hang on. All right, here's half. That's half. Now, bye. I was in a big hurry, so I stopped at Panda Express and did a real quick through. And boy, she just loves the chicken there. Okay, leave me alone, please. I got off track with that. Oh yeah, don't shoot the messenger, my divinity. So, yeah, everything I'm going to bring to you, nothing I'm going to say is my opinion. Everything I'm going to show you is straight from Chat GPT. All I did was ask it questions. It gave me answers. If I wasn't satisfied, you'll see my reply. Or if it said, hey, you want me to do this, 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 and that? And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. That's what you're going to see. So, and I have to give Nader credit for doing his post yesterday from Rudaw, where they were talking about how much Iraqi dinar was in circulation and how much was not in Iraqi banks and kind of why and all that. All right, I said, go away. I broke you off. Come on. Bye. No more. Go lay down. Go play with your friends. um, you know, and it really is. It was kind of eye opening and shocking. But I just went through it, and it is what it is. So I decided, I'm searching for the truth too. I'm just listen, okay. We're all in this car together. We may not, see each other or speak to each other much, but we're all in this big car together. So just look at it like that. I'm on the same journey you are, done the same stuff you have. I'm sure when you first got into this, everybody got on that roller coaster, that bucking bronco, and y'all rode it for however long y'all could take, and then you're like, damn, I'm done, man. They just, this thing won't ever happen. Well, we're coming up on June 1st, folks, and I can't tell you how many times I've heard this date, that date, this religious holiday, that religious holiday, this has to happen, that has to happen. And now I hear, just stuff. It's like people making up out of the blue. Oh, that's got to happen. What? Where'd that come from? Nobody's ever said that. And now y'all are saying that has to happen. They're like, no wars in the world. I never heard that. I've never heard anybody say that. World peace before that happens. I thought that was like the interlude into world peace. Doesn't make sense. But we're going to see what Chat GPT says. And like I said, take it with a grain of salt. All artificial intelligence is left leaning. Okay. It always errs on the side that you really don't want it to err. I get it checked. I get to apologize to me all the time because I'm right, it's wrong. But your source material is only good as the information it retains. So if you're asking it a question about something that has never been put into that particular artificial intelligence, it doesn't know. It's going to guess, and you're probably not going to like the guess. So you have to really pinpoint it, and sometimes you have to direct it. Like, you start talking about a book, just for instance, okay, and it doesn't know anything about the book. So you tell it, hey, go find that book, go read that book. And then we can have this discussion. So it does that, and then it comes back. Now y'all can talk about the book. Okay, tell me about the book. Make sure it read the book. And that's how you start playing with artificial intelligence. You have to find out what it knows before you can really proceed. So again, if you see your name in this video, I didn't put it there. Okay. Chat GPT put it there. So we're going to see that. So I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not trying to belittle anybody, hurt anybody, harm anybody, label anybody. None of that. This is not my message. Okay. I'm just a messenger. I'm presenting to you what I found by asking questions regarding Iraqi math. And one thing led to another, as you can probably figure out. And it took me on this journey, and we're going to go find out. And I know that a few of these names, they are members of, my social media, whatever that looks like, whether we're friends on Facebook or we're in the same Telegram room channel, whatever. It is what it is, folks. Okay. Like I said, I didn't make it up. You're only good as the information that you're receiving. I'm going to tell my audience, and I don't know, I can't tell you why. All right. But this video right here, I want you folks to go find that video on my YouTube or over on Rumble, and I want you to watch it, and I want you to really pay attention to the words. Okay. I think that one's about 40 minutes, and then the other one, That one, that takes a little over 30. Watch the first one that I showed you first, and then watch your digital twin second. Because there's going to come a time, folks, that they, okay, the ones with the technology and the authority and the elitism, that some people, and I'm not going to describe which people, are going to be assimilated into a matrix, into a digital world, and they're never going to realize it even happened. It's crazy. If you really follow artificial intelligence and robotics like I've been doing, and it wasn't by design, I just kind of fell into that path, just searching for the truth of things. And in doing so, the technology, man, the leapfrog of technology is just incredible. That's all I can tell you. Just do yourself a favor, go watch those two. um, you know, there's a big industry coming up. Another big bubble. Remember when the internet came out? That was a big bubble. So that's what we're looking at. Crypto, big bubble. The next wave of artificial intelligence and robotics working in harmony with mankind, hopefully. That's the next big bubble. They're going to throw just billions and billions and billions and, trillions. Believe me, it's documented 5 trillion right now, and they're still throwing money at it. So imagine what that's going to look like and what they really want to do. Because in that article that I did read, and I took snapshots of it, and I could probably pull them up on the screen. Let me go see if I don't even know if they're there. Like I said, I was in a hurry. I was just going to do the show tomorrow, but I said, you know what? I got some people hanging on, so I'm not going to disappoint them. I'm going to come on. I'm just going to suck it up and do what I got to do. Camera, here we go. Mm-hmm. Come on. All right. From the article that Nader posted, it says the total Iraqi. And this is what piqued my curiosity. This is what led me on a journey. Reading this one sentence that I'm getting ready to read to you, because I obviously have the first one pulled up. And that's why, I listen very carefully to words and phrases, tonality, context. And when I hear certain things, I can be doing 6 things at once. When I hear certain things, it's freaking like radar. Blip, blip. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Rewind. What do you say? The total Iraqi dinar in circulation as of December 2024 was 173,126.73 billion Iraqi dinar, according to the most recent data available. This figure represents a slight decline from the previous value of 173,727.23, which is about 600 billion, which in this number, not really big in the scheme of things. Anyway, historically, the average money supply in Iraq from January 2004 to December 2024, that's a 20-year period, is 80,984.96 billion Iraqi dinar, with the minimum recorded in January of 2004 at 7,445 billion Iraqi dinar. That's quite the leap. Quite the leap. So, so to put this in perspective, to understand the magnitude of 173,126.73 billion Iraqi dinar. Let's break it down. So that would actually be 173,126,730,000,000 Iraqi dinar in circulation. Did you hear me? 173,126,730,000,000 Iraqi dinar in circulation. Okay. So that's what got me interested. And I was like, okay, well, Floyd, let's go crunch some numbers. We'll see where we find ourselves on a 10th Avenue freeze out. Screw that guy, Bruce Springsteen. You know, I ran across this Born in the USA poster, real freaking big. Let's put it this way. It's so big, I've yet to find a frame with glass or even plexiglass to put this thing in. Everywhere I go, there's just none big enough. I had to get a custom one. But then again, it's Bruce Springsteen. I've never, ever been a Bruce Springsteen fan. The only reason I got it and kept it is because it says Born in the USA. And of course, everybody's proud to be born in the USA, right? So I was thinking about, doing a crucifixion, but by fire, and just burn it up and do a live video on it. I did that when the Texans got rid of DeAndre Hopkins. I took all my Texans gear out on my back patio, did a Facebook Live, and doused it with lighter fluid and caught that shit on fire. Hey, quit watching the Houston Texans. That was it. I was done. Why? Why are you over here sweating me, man? Huh? You just not gonna stop till you get my last piece. That's mine. Look, come here. That's my piece. That's mine. Don't steal it off there. See, look, one piece. No, that's mine. One piece. Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it? Oh, you're going to beg and sit pretty for it? Look at you. I got to give it to you now. Damn it. You win every time. I have no win. I love you. Now beat it. All gone. Come on. All right. She comes first always. Are y'all ready to dive into this? All right. Y'all get ready. It's quite lengthy, quite detailed. And again, I'm looking for the truth. So, hey, take this journey with me. Don't hold me accountable. Don't think that I put anything in here, and I have not deleted anything either. Okay. So everything that you're going to see is 100 genuine % accurate as it was when I did it. And then left it. I went, oh my God, that's a whole show. I think people should see this, whether it's right, it's wrong, it's indifferent, whatever color you want to put on it. Okay. That's your perspective. For me, it was like, oh, well, I'm not going to argue with it because I can't prove otherwise. But the numbers obviously will not lie. So let's get into the actual numbers. Let me get over the comments real quick. Say hello to everybody. Apologize again for late. I see we have 2 new members. So thank you both for joining. Osvaldo Guel. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I would assume that's probably Jewish, maybe. I don't know. It could be wrong. And Jonathan. And then Gerald, I hit you up that I was just rolling in. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Larry, hello. Hello, Arinka. Conspiratories here. Peachy Keen, hello. Richard Martin. Oh my God. Thank you very much, Darlinson. That's awesome. That really is. I rarely get funds from folks. Thank you for that. Y'all gonna trip out. Hello, Seiki. It is monkey do, monkey. Yeah, it is. But it's a smart search engine, basically, that learns. And everybody who's using it for the free model, it's constantly learning. Actually, I had a company contact me and they wanted access to my library, my video library, to train their artificial intelligence. So I'm thinking, oh, there's an opportunity to sell my catalog or lease it or license it and make money on something that's basically stagnant, really doesn't do anything. So when I'm talking to the guy, I'm like, well, you have a contract? He goes, yeah, it's like 2 pages. I'm like, oh, 2 page contract. Yeah, it's real simple. I'm like, really? Okay. Well, that's, for my whole catalog, right? So I go over to their website and sign in, all that stuff, go to the portal, open this thing up, and it's 15 pages of small print. I'm like, I'm looking for these 2 pages that I can't find anywhere. All I can find is this 15-page contract. And I'm like, man, I can barely read this. So I print this thing out, sit down, and start reading it. And I'm like, who the hell would sign this? And I'm like, I'm not even through the first page. Basically, you're just giving everything away in perpetuity to their company. They can third party it till the cows come home. Yeah, I mean, it's still your shit, but yeah, I was like, this is idiot. And the guy called back, goes, could you look over the contract? And I go, yeah, bro, it was 15 pages, not 2. He goes, what do you mean? I go, well, PDF might be 2 pages, but when you print it out, 15 pages. He's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, oh, right. So, yeah. And again, like I said, as we move on, we're going to see a whole bunch of that kind of stuff. Looks great, sounds great. As they said in the video, your digital twin, the simulation will be beautiful. All right, here we go, folks. Get ready. Again, please don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm just showing you what I found. So here's my first question. Let me get a black background. Let's see if I can blow that up for you guys. Yeah. How's that look? Better? All right. So here's my first question. How much Iraqi dinar is in worldwide circulation? Answer was, as of early 2025, the total amount of Iraqi dinars in circulation estimated to be between 100 trillion and 135 trillion IQD. This range reflects different measures of the money supply. All right. So basically, that parallels the article from Nader, correct? So total printed currency by October 2023, the Central Bank of Iraq had printed over 100 trillion IQD. Of this amount, about 91 trillion IQD was circulating outside the banking system, while approximately 8.3 trillion IQD was held within commercial banks. So there's 91 trillion circulating somewhere. But they're outside of Iraq, outside the banking system. So is part of that what everybody has made a investment in? So we have to do the numbers. All right. So the numbers we're going to be basing that on are these two numbers. The Iraqi dinar is primarily used within Iraq and has limited international circulation. Its value is largely influenced by domestic economic policies and not freely traded on global forex markets. Consequently, while a physical currency may be present in various locations worldwide, its practical use and acceptance remain confined mostly to Iraq. I would say the majority of it's in Iraq. And we have to look at this in a historical aspect because as of January 1st, 2024, that's when the US dollar was outlawed to buy, sell, and trade in Iraq. And the Iraqis were forced to begin using the Iraqi dinar in country, right? So you had dinar and you had dollars. Dollars were what were used. That was the basically the Iraqi reserve currency for the people. Everybody bought and sold dollars. So they were forced to go to the dinar. And what they've done is they've turned their system into a digital monetary system. They gave everybody those accounts, gave them all debit cards, put in new ATMs, have tried to train the populace. And the government, I guess the bank, central bank, believes that the Iraqi people still have Iraqi dinar stuffed under their mattress at home, and they won't put it in the banks. Well, the Iraqi people really never put their money in the banks because of all the money laundering. We all know those details. I don't have to dive into them. So again, we're looking at where are all these dinars and why aren't they in the Iraqi monetary system circulating as currency? Get it? Are you hearing what we're talking about? As that currency flows through the banks, the monetary river. All right. So how much is that in US dollars, which would be the next logical question, don't you think? And then it went to the conversion rate. Okay. So given this rate, the estimated 100 trillion to 135 trillion IQD in circulation would convert to, here's what 100 trillion would convert to, 76.92 billion US dollars. 135 trillion or 104 billion US dollars. These figures are based on the mid-market exchange rate, may vary depending on transaction methods and fees. All right, those are the numbers. Do you know how much of those trillions of dinar are held outside of Iraq? Estimated exact number of Iraqi dinars held outside Iraq is challenging due to the limited official data. However, available information provides some insights. Domestic circulation, as of late 2023, approximately 93 trillion IQD were circulating outside the formal banking system within Iraq. Okay. Well, I should have asked where were they circulating, but we can go back and ask that question here in a little bit. All right, let me write that down so I don't forget. By the time I get to the end of this, it'll be a hot minute. I'll be surprised if I have a voice left. Where circulating outside Iraq? I mean, y'all guys can ask it if you want and see if you can get an answer while we're doing the show live. Post it over there in the comments. What you think about that? And you have to see where some of these sources are. So I said some of this stuff, could be inaccurate. Okay, and I want you to pay attention to the names. Okay, pay attention to the words and the source of this material because, well, just pay attention. So, speculative holdings abroad in 2015 estimates suggested that over 80% of the Iraqi dinar in circulation were held outside Iraq, primarily by who? Foreign speculators. All right. So, next time you're confronted and somebody calls you a foreign speculator, wear that badge with pride. Say, yeah, I'm looking for a good ROI from Aunt Ethel. This would imply that a significant portion of the currency was not being used for trade and commerce, but rather held for speculative purposes. That was from Forbes magazine. Whoops, didn't mean to go there. Sorry. And whoops, trying to find this article date. Okay. Let's see if I'm back on. There we go. All right. So, as we have the numbers here, and this is from Forbes magazine. This article is from 2015. So if they're saying 80% of the IQD is held outside primarily by foreign speculators, that would be everybody worldwide looking for the Aunt Ethel return on your investment. What is 80% of all Iraqi dinar in dinar and dollars? If 80% of all Iraqi dinar in circulation held outside Iraq, we can calculate both the dinar and the dollar values based on the estimated total in circulation using the lower estimate, which was 100 trillion, nice round number. 80% of 100 trillion is 80 trillion. Exchange rate, May 25th, $1 per 1310.28 IQD, US equivalent. And see, this is where it keeps trying to give me the current exchange rate today. Using the higher estimate, boom, you get, again, 108 trillion IQD. All right, so on the low side, there's roughly 80 trillion worldwide, not in the hands of Iraqis, but in foreign speculators. Or it could be potentially as high as 108. So basically, there's your summary, what that looks like. And I asked it, now take the 80% and revalue that 1310 per dinar to $1 to a new revalued rate of dinar at 1 dinar equals $3.25. So that's our exchange rate, right? Isn't that what we're all hollering about for just, everybody's speculating, oh, it's going to be higher. It could be considerably higher, right? So here's 1 dinar equals $3.25. Let's calculate what 80% of all Iraqi dinar would be worth if the IQD were revalued from 1310.28 IQD per US dollar to 1 IQD equals $3.25. Step 1, use 80% of the total IQD in circulation. We'll continue using the lower and higher estimates for total IQD in circulation. Here you go. If revalued, 1 IQD equals $3.25. Boom. That was 260 trillion US dollars. The higher estimate at the 108 is 352 trillion 0.975, so 353 trillion US dollars. So if Iraq was going to pay you, me, us foreign speculators, what a title, right? Foreign speculators. If they're going to pay us are 80 trillion IQD to get our Iraqi dinar in their banks, and they want to pay us at $3.25, they better go cough up 260 trillion US dollars. And if they want to come play with the big boys, big boys, 353 trillion US dollars. Perspective. At a revalued rate at $3.25 per dinar, the speculative holdings alone, 80% of circulation, would be worth 260 to 353 trillion US dollars, depending on how much currency is truly in circulation. So, even if it's not even that much, you can divide that in half. What's that come to? $130 trillion. Okay. If that's it, 40 trillion. All right. If we cut that number in half to 40, we cut that number in half to what, 54? That's what you're looking at. Those are still astonishingly unattainable numbers, in my opinion. So, for reference, the entire U.S. GDP in 2024 was approximately 28 trillion. The total global GDP is around 100 to 110 trillion. This means such a revaluation would create more US dollar value than all the wealth generated globally in multiple years, making it economically implausible under real world monetary systems. Now, could the monetary system change? Absolutely. Okay. So I didn't even go into there because that's a whole nother sideways rabbit trail off the main trail. I just kept taking this where you would logically, reasonably think that you would like, okay, what's my next question? Because, let's keep going. Let me know if you'd like a breakdown of why such a revaluation is unrealistic, or if you're looking into speculative narratives around IQD. Let's do that at a 1-to-1 rate. Sure, let's calculate what 80% of all Iraqi dinar would be worth if the exchange rate were revalued 1 IQD to 1 USD. And there you go. There's your 80 trillion and 108 trillion that Iraq would have to cough up. Reality check. To put this in perspective, this would create 80 to 108 trillion US dollars in new, instantly liquid value. The entire US national debt is around 34 trillion. Total global money supply, M2, is estimated around 110 to 130 trillion. That's all the money in the current. So a 1-to-1 revaluation result in Iraqi dinar holdings abroad being worth nearly as much as or more than the entire world's liquid wealth. That's why such a revaluation scenarios are widely regarded as economically impossible unless Iraq somehow backed the dinar with massive hard assets, e.g. gold or oil, and restructured the entire global monetary order. Okay, so we're just going to continue down this path. Like, we can go left, we can go right at another date. For now, we've already gone down the road. We're going to continue to go down this road. You're more than welcome to venture off on your own and see where you go. Would you like to explore what a realistic revaluation might look like? E.g., 1 IQD equals 0.001 or 0.01, which means a tenth of a penny or a penny, or dig deeper into the history of the IQD speculation and RV narratives? Yes. Great. Let's explore what a realistic revaluation of the Iraqi dinar might look like and why most RV revaluation narratives promising 1-to-1 or 325 per IQD are economically implausible. Part 1. Historical and economic context. Current rate, we already know what this is, 1310. Boom. We already know it's not freely traded. Can't go get it at your most banks. All right. Why a $1+ revaluation is unrealistic. Looks at what it would require to go from 1310 IQD per USD to 1 IQD equals $1. We've gone through those numbers. Iraq's economy in comparison, Iraq's GDP is 270 billion, foreign reserves 100 billion, gold reserves a minimal, whatever minimal means. I didn't dig into that. No sovereign wealth fund capable of backing that kind of monetary shift. To support a revaluation, Iraq would need to buy back trillions in IQD or back the currency with what? Real assets, e.g., gold or oil at fixed exchange rates, which it has never indicated it plans to do. More realistic scenarios. IQD equals 1/10 of a cent. So 80 trillion IQD would equal $80 billion. This is close to current exchange market values. 1 IQD equals 1 cent. Still high, but within the realm of possibility only if Iraq massively restructures and boosts GDP, reserves, and currency stability over years. 1 IQD equals 10 cents. 80 trillion IQD equals 8 trillion US dollars. Highly optimistic, but still more plausible than $1 or $3.25. Requires total political stability, into corruption, diversified exports, and reduced money supply. Bottom line, here's your revalued rates. Now, do you folks remember when I was telling you about the Venezuelan bolivar, how, a 1-to-1? That's not going to work. Okay. Even a penny. If they gave you a penny for every bolivar that you had, oh my God, that would be just unbelievably generous. There's going to be about 9 more zeros in here when you start looking at the bolivar on an exchange rate. Sorry, folks. It's just, it is what it is. Conclusion. The Iraqi dinar could see small gains over time if Iraq stabilizes, reduces corruption, and modernizes its economy. But the dream of sudden millionaire making revaluation is a myth perpetrated by currency dealers and speculation forums. Would you like a breakdown of who promotes the RV narrative and how the scams work? Or perhaps a look at how legitimate currency reform actually happens, like redomination in Turkey or Brazil? Yes, I would enjoy that. Excellent. Here's a detailed background of who promotes the Iraqi dinar revaluation RV narrative, how the scams work, and how legitimate currency reform actually happens in contrast. Part 1, who promotes the RV narrative? Number 1, currency dealers. Many RV stories originate from dinar dealers and brokers who profit by selling IQD at huge markups. They charge hefty premiums, off 20 to 50 over the CBI rate, often paired with fear-mongering or once-in-a-lifetime opportunity pitches. Online forums and gurus, sites like Dinar Detectives, Dinar Recaps, and YouTube channels featured so-called intel providers or whistleblowers. These gurus often claim inside access to military, financial, or global reset operations, e.g., the RV is happening this weekend. Most have zero verifiable credentials and use recycled narratives. 3. Conspiracy communities, often linked to theories about Nasara Jasara, QAnon, or a global currency reset. Promises of mass debt forgiveness, instant wealth, and financial overthrows of elites. Appeals to people feeling disfranchised or financially desperate. All right, remember, folks, I'm the messenger. None of this is me. This is a 100% chat GPT. Damn, I rhymed. Wasn't even trying. So, part 2, how the scam works. The setup. Buy now before it's too late. Dealers push urgency. China is backing it with gold, or this RV will go live at any minute. 2, false authority, use of ex-military, anonymous insiders, or fake banking memos. 3, misinformation, misinterpret real-world events, e.g. central bank actions, IMF reports, as proof of an imminent RV. The hook, invest 1,000 now and you'll have 3 million after the RV. Often tied to MLMs, multi-level marketing, trust funds, or offshore currency redemption centers. The trap, once you buy, you're told to wait. Then they upsell VIP groups, private exchange groups, or historical bond packages. When no RV comes, they blame delays on cabal interference, deep state sabotage, or spiritual timelines. Part 3, real currency reform examples. Turkey, Lira redenomination 2005. Remove 6 zeros from the Turkish lira due to hyperinflation. A 1 million old lira is now a 1 new lira. This was not a revaluation, just a simplification. No one got rich. It was a value neutral. Brazil, Cruzeiro to Real. 1994. After extreme inflation, Brazil changed currencies multiple times, stabilized with the Real plan, but old currency holders saw value erosion, not gains. Germany, Reichsmark to Deutschmark. Post World War II reset under Allied control. The reform wiped out large portions of currency holdings. No one became a millionaire overnight. It was about stabilizing the economy. Summary, here's your all your stuff, blah, 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 blah. Final thought. Belief in massive IQD revaluation is not based on economics. It's rooted in psychology, desperation, and disinformation. Real reform takes time, planning, and transparency, not secret intel drops. Would you like a video script, infographic, or downloadable guide on this topic? Or maybe explore what a smart, legitimate strategy for investing in emergency markets looks like? Please name the social media gurus pontificating the RV. Certainly, here are some prominent figures and platforms known for promoting the Iraqi Dinar Revaluation RV narrative. Number 1, Dinar Data. Number 2, Dinar Guru app. Number 3, Mark Z. Number 4, Frank 26. Number 5, Mountain Goat. Number 6, TNT Tony. Number 7, Dinar Recaps. Cautionary note. While these individuals and platforms provide extensive content on the Iraqi dinar, it's essential to approach their information with a critical eye. Many financial experts and regulatory bodies have raised concerns about the speculative nature of dinar investments and the potential for misinformation. Always consult with licensed financial advisors before making investment decisions. If you need further information or assistance on this topic, feel free to ask. Again, I'm the messenger, not my message. I'm not giving you legal, medical, or financial advice by any means. This show's for entertainment purposes only. We are Q&Aing Chat GPT. All right. Are any of those gurus scammers? If so, which ones? Yes, several individuals and entities promoting the Iraqi dinar revaluation narrative have been involved in misleading practices, and some have faced legal actions or widespread criticism. Here's an overview. Notable figures and entities associated with dinar RV scams. Number 1, Sterling Currency Group. Number 3, Frank 26, Frank Villa. Number 3, Mountain Goat. Official warnings and alerts. Washington State Department of Financial Institutions issued alerts warning consumers about Iraqi dinar scams, highlighting the dinar is not easily exchangeable outside Iraq and that many dealers charge inflated prices. Investopedia emphasizes that the Iraqi dinar is not traded on global forex markets and warns about scams involving overpriced dinar investment packages. Additional resources. Bottom line. Please list all the social media and other gurus that provide false information for the RV and the dinar. Sure, here's a comprehensive list of social media personalities, gurus, and entities widely known for providing false or misleading information related to the Iraqi dinar revaluation, RV, and the dinar investment space. Known social media gurus and influencers promoting false or misleading dinar RV info. Number 1, Frank 26, Frank Via. Number 2, Mountain Goat. Number 3, Mark Z. Number 4, TNT Tony. Number 5, Dinar Data. Number 6, Dinar Recaps. Number 7, Dinar Guru App. Additional notorious names: 8, Sterling Currency Group. 9, Travis Wright. 10, Chris, aka Dinar Chronicles. Important notes: many of these individuals or groups operate anonymously or with pseudonyms. They often recycle the same speculative intel about imminent RVs that never materialize. These personalities commonly use emotional appeals, insider information claims, and conspiratorial narratives. Several have been implicated in scams or misleading investors. Trusted advice: official financial regulators and experts advise against investing in Iraqi dinar speculatively. The dinar is not freely tradable or backed by assets sufficient to support massive revaluation. If you want to invest, consider licensed financial professionals and transparent markets. If you want, I can also provide a detailed guide on how to spot dinar RV scams or report template to share with authorities. You did not mention Wolverine. How about him or Mike Barra and Jen? Great catch. Let me clarify their status, the Iraqi dinar revaluation RV scene. And the reason I mentioned Mike Barra is because I used to be in his Telegram room until I got kicked out. Why did I get kicked out? What did I say wrong? So there's no free speech, no First Amendment rights in Mike Barra's Telegram room. So is he a scammer? I don't know. Possibly. I don't know. Let's find out what ChatGPT said, okay? Because I don't know. About Wolverine. Wolverine is a well-known figure in the dinar community, famous for sharing insider intel and optimistic RV predictions. He has a sizable following on YouTube and social media. While not officially labeled a scammer, many critics view his content as speculative, overly optimistic, and lacking credible evidence. His updates often echo the same unverifiable leaks common in the RV community. In summary, considered by many to be a promoter of speculative and misleading RV info, but no legal actions or definitive proof of scam activity exists publicly. About Mike Barra and Jen. Mike Barra, primarily known as a UFO and conspiracy theorist, not specifically focused on the RV or dinar RV. Occasionally, he discusses global financial resets or new financial orders in broad conspiratorial context, which sometimes overlaps with RV narratives. Jen, possibly Jen G, often seen alongside Mike Barra, also discusses conspiracy themes, including financial topics. Neither are central figures in the dinar trading or RV communities. Their content tends to be general conspiracy and speculative, not focused on authoritative on the Iraqi dinar specifically. Summary. If you want, I can also help analyze specific videos or posts from these figures to identify red flags or fact check their claims. Would you like that? Yes, do that, please. Got it. Let's analyze some typical claims and content styles from Wolverine, Mike Barra, and Jen regarding the Iraqi dinar revaluation or related financial topics. I'll break down common patterns, red flags, and factual accuracy. Wolverine, number 1, insider leaks from Iraqi government or central bank sources promising an imminent RV. Timelines claiming the RV will happen within days or any minute now. Encouragement to hold dinar and wait for massive profits. References on to geopolitical events as proof of RV progression. Occasionally mentions gold-backed currency rumors, red flags, no verifiable source, claims are anonymous or unverifiable insiders, repeated delays, RV happening soon, claims have failed repeatedly, emotional appeal, uses fear of missing out, FOMO, and promises of life-changing wealth, lack of economic fundamentals, ignores Iraqi economic realities and official monetary policy. Echo chamber engages mostly with a community that reinforces the same beliefs. Fact check: no official announcement or credible confirmation from the Iraqi Central Bank regarding a revaluation. The dinar remains a volatile currency with no signs of drastic revaluation. Speculation driven, not based on economic data or transparent financial policy. I had to water my throat. Mike Barra. And I didn't mean it for it to ask about Wolverine, Mike, and Jen. I wanted to ask about everybody, but it just picked these three. Broad conspiracy about global reset. We already saw this stuff. So, same thing for both of them, Jen. Would you like me to review specific recent videos or posts from them, highlight misleading points, help draft fact check responses, blah, blah, blah? Do every guru and entity as well, please. See, I went back and checked it because it didn't give me what I wanted. Absolutely. Here's a detailed fact check and analysis of the most notable social media gurus and entities promoting the Iraqi Dinar Revaluation RV, highlighting their common claims, red flags, factual realities. This will help you identify which ones provide false or misleading info. Comprehensive fact check: Iraqi Dinar RV gurus and entities. There's Frank 26. Let's see if I can. There we go. Frank 26. Y'all can read these claims for yourself. I don't have to read all of them. Mountain Goat, Mark Z, TNT Tony, Dinar Data, Dinar Recaps, Dinar Guru, Sterling Currency Group, Travis Wright, Chris, Dinar Chronicles, Wolverine, Mike Barra, Jen, Common Things, Themes and Red Flags across all. Probably the same for all of them. Summary: only Sterling Currency Group and its executives are officially proven scammers with legal convictions. Okay? Only Sterling Currency Group. Most gurus are speculative promoters spreading misinformation or unsubstantiated rumors. Mike Barr and Jen focus more on conspiracies and spiritual themes than direct dinar investing. No credible financial institution or government agency supports or confirms the rumored Iraqi Dinar RV. If you want, I can also help you prepare, blah, 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 blah. I asked it. Search the internet and elsewhere for more gurus and entities, i.e., rapid updates, Melanie Hines, Judy Byington, etc. Please provide their information too. Certainly, here's an expanded analysis of additional individuals and entities associated with the Iraqi Dinar Revaluation RV narrative, including rapid updates, Melanie Hines, and Judy Byington, along with their typical claims, red flags, and factual realities. Rapid updates: an online platform that aggregates and disseminates news and updates related to the Iraqi RV dinar, often featuring content from various RV gurus and sources. Melanie Hines, a social media personality and content creator who shares updates and insights related to our Iraqi dinar RV, often presenting herself as an expert or insider. Judy Byington, a figure associated with the restored Republic narrative, frequently discussing topics related to the global currency reset and the Iraqi dinar RV. If you'd like further information on how to identify credible financial sources or need assistance in evaluating other individuals or entities in the Iraqi Dinar RV space, feel free to ask. List everyone you've provided in your list, all of them, please. Absolutely. Here's a complete list of all the social media personalities, gurus, and entities related to the Iraqi Dinar Revaluation narrative that we've covered so far, including the original list, plus the additional names like Rapid Updates, Melanie Hines, and Judy Byington. And here's your list. Number 1, Frank 26, Mountain Goat, Mark Z, TNT, Tony, Dinar Data, Dinar Recaps, Dinar Guru, Sterling Currency Group, Travis Wright, Chris, Dinar Chronicles, Wolverine, Mike Barra, Jen, Rapid Updates, Melanie Hines, Judy Byington. If you want, I can help organize a list, this list in different formats. Nope, you missed a lot of gurus and entities like Seeds of Wisdom. Go find them all. You're being insufficient. A bad thing, please. Apologies for any earlier omissions. After conducting a thorough review, I've compiled a comprehensive list of individuals and entities associated with the Iraqi Dinar Revaluation RV narrative. This includes both prominent figures and lesser-known contributors who have been active in promoting or discussing the RV concept. Comprehensive list of our Iraqi Dinar RV gurus and entities. Major RV gurus and influencers, same ones that I have mentioned previously. But now at 17, we add Seeds of Wisdom, Militiaman, Pimpy, Breitling, and Norst, BGG, Bob the Taxman, Mailman 17, Okie Oilman, Jeff, Dinar Guru, Caparoni, Poppy 3, Fnunulu, Militiaman, again? Yeah, he's on there twice. Damn. Firefly, Mr. Sammy, Bruce, The Big Call, Dinar Times, Dinar Inc., by Iraqi Dinar Blog, Iraqi Currency Watch, Iraqi Business News, Dominic Giamarino, Global Currency Reset Podcast, Dinar Guru Secrets, Dinar Detectives, Search for Dinar, Currency Iraqi Dinar US Rates News, Iraqi Investments, Dinar Blog, Dinar Recaps Blog, Dinar Chronicles, Dinar Detectives News, Iraq Currency Watch, Dinar Times. So that's what, 49? 49. 49 persons or entities, and I don't watch or listen to a single one. Just me. If you require detailed profiles, analysis, or fact checks for any of these individuals or entities, please let me know and I'll provide the information accordingly. Yes, do that, please. Got it. I'll provide you with detailed profile, typical claims, red flags, reality checks for each of these key Iraqi RV gurus and entities from the comprehensive list. Due to the length, I'll split it into manageable batches, starting here with the first 10. Once you review these, I'll continue the rest. Frank 26, Mountain Goat, Mark Z, TNT Tony, Dinar Data, Dinar Recaps, Dinar Guru, Sterling Currency Group, Travis Wright, Chris, Dinar Chronicles. Next 10, 11 through 20, Wolverine, Mike Barra, Jen, Melanie Hines, Judy Byington, Rapid Updates, Seeds of Wisdom, Militiaman, Pimpy, Breitling, 21 through 40, next 10, and Norste, BGG, Bob the Taxman, Mailman 17, Okie Oilman, Jeff, Dinar Guru, Caparoni, Poppy 3, Fnoon Liu, Firefly, Mr. Sammy, Bruce, The Big Call, Dinar Times, Dinar Inc., by Iraqi Dinar Blog, Iraq Currency Watch, Iraq Business News, Dominic Giamarino, Global Currency Reset Podcast, Dinar Guru Secrets, Dinar Detectives, Search for Dinar. Would you like me to proceed? Yes. 40 through 49, Currency, Iraqi Dinar, U.S. Rates News, Iraq Investments, Dinar Blog, Dinar Recaps Blog, Dinar Chronicles, Dinar Detectives News, Iraqi Currency Watch, Dinar Times. Additional notable mentions, Sterling Currency Group, others, many anonymous or pseudonymous accounts with no official or verifiable credentials contribute to the ongoing rumors and speculation around the RV. Summary: nearly all of these gurus and entities base their content on rumors, unverifiable insider intel, speculation, or recycled news. Many have repeatedly predicted the imminent RV events that have not materialized. Sterling Currency Group stands out as an outright fraudulent organization. No official government or financial institution has confirmed any imminent Iraqi dinar revaluation. For reliable currency exchange and investment advice, it's best to rely on official sources such as central banks, financial regulators, and established financial news outlets. Again, I'm the messenger, folks. I'm just sharing the message. The message is coming from Chat GPT. I asked a question. I'm searching for the truth. This is where it's going. So take the journey with me. Don't shoot me, or we can't finish the journey. And I know deep down inside, you really want to know the truth. And that's all I want to know, too. I can't imagine somebody hanging on every day of their life, waiting for just the next big thing, that they exhaust their life waiting for the next big thing when they could have been really enjoying a life, but they put it on hold for something that never came to fruition. And that's sad. Does a person have to have a currency license to sell Chinese yellow dragon bonds? And I do this because somebody posted in my Telegram room that they were selling, or they had a friend that was selling a box of Chinese yellow dragon bonds. So I posted in there as a reply, because I'm not just going to automatically delete it. It could serve a purpose, and it might possibly have. So I posted in there, hey, if somebody's going to reply to this, be sure you do your exchange at a licensed currency dealer who you've prefaced that can vet Chinese yellow dragon bonds as authentic before you exchange your Federal Reserve notes for Chinese yellow dragon bonds. That way you won't get ripped off. So, yes, generally, selling Chinese yellow dragon bonds or any similar investment securities requires proper licensing and registration. Here's why. Securities regulation. Yellow dragon bonds, like other bond instruments, are considered securities. In most countries, including China, the U.S., and others, selling securities to the public requires regulatory compliance. Number 2, licensing requirements. To legally sell such bonds, a person or firm usually must be registered with relevant financial regulatory authorities, e.g., the China Securities Regulatory Commission in China, or the SEC/FINRA in the U.S. if selling to U.S. investors. Hold a security license or a broker-dealer registration that authorizes them to market and sell bonds. Number 3, authorized dealers only. Bonds like the Yellow Dragon bonds are often sold through authorized financial institutions, banks, licensed brokers, or dealers approved by the issuing entity and regulators. Number 4, legal risks of unauthorized sales. Selling these bonds without proper licensing can be illegal and subject to penalties, including fines, sanctions, or criminal charges. In summary, yes, a person must be properly licensed a securities broker slash dealer license or equivalent to legally sell Chinese yellow dragon bonds. If someone is offering to sell these bonds without such credentials, it's a major red flag for potential fraud or illegal activity. If you want, I can provide details on how licensing works in specific jurisdictions or how to verify if a broker is licensed. Would that help? Yes, please do. And do they receive a license, like a piece of paper denoting their licensure to sell yellow dragon bonds? Absolutely. Here's a detailed overview of how securities licensing works in general and specifics about Johns, like Chinese yellow dragon bonds, and how licensure is documented. Number one, how licensing works for selling bonds, including yellow dragon bonds. Who needs a license? Any individual or firm offering, selling, or advising on securities, bonds, stocks, mutual funds, etc., to the public. This includes brokerage firms, dealers, investment advisors, and sometimes even individual agents or salespeople. B. Licensing bodies and regulations. In China, the Chinese Securities Regulatory Commission. Well, I don't think anybody's going to China anytime soon, and I doubt I have anybody in China watching my show. We can probably skip right over China, right? In the United States of America, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, regulates securities offerings. The Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, licensed brokers via exams such as the Series 7 General Securities Representative. So if you ever hear me talk about, I know a Series 7 broker, now you know what the hell I'm talking about. Other jurisdictions have their own regulatory bodies and licensing requirements, e.g., FCA in the UK, that would be the United Kingdom, England, and ACIC in Australia. All right. What does a license look like? Yes, licensed individuals and firms receive formal documentation. This may be a physical certificate or a digital document. It indicates the individual's or firm's name, license number, and scope of authority, e.g., types of securities allowed to sell, and the issuing authority. For individuals in the U.S., after passing exams, you get a registration with FINRA, which can be verified online through FINRA's broker check database. No paper license typically sent, but official registration is public record. For firms, a formal license or registration certificate is issued by the regulatory body. In China, well, that's China. Number 3, how to verify licensure. Public online databases. In the U.S., FINRA's broker check allows you to verify broker licenses and firm registrations. In China, the CSRC or exchanges maintain lists of licensed firms and brokers. Ask for a license number. A legitimate seller should provide their license or registration number. Check with the regulator. Contact the regulatory authority to confirm legitimacy of the license. Specifics about selling yellow dragon bonds. What are yellow dragon bonds, Floyd? Oh, well, they are. Yellow dragon bonds are types of Chinese sovereign bonds usually sold by authorized banks or licensed security firms. Unauthorized individuals or firms selling these bonds without license violate securities laws. In many cases, foreign investors must purchase through authorized brokers with appropriate licenses. And there's a summary, which we just went through. If you want, I can help you locate the official regulatory sites for your jurisdiction or walk you through how to verify a broker's license step by step. Would you like that? Yes, please. Got it. Here is how to verify a securities broker or firm license in major jurisdictions, including China and the United States, plus pointers if you're elsewhere. Everybody needs to be pointed in the right direction, right? Pointer. Number 1, United States, SEC FINRA. Step-by-step verification, go to FINRA broker check website, which is brokercheck.finra.org. That's brokercheck.finra.org. Enter the individual's or firm's name, CRD number, license number, or firm name. Review the profile, licensing status, registration, disciplinary history. Confirm they are licensed for the type of securities they claim to sell, e.g., bonds. What you get: confirmation of license status, history, registrations, any disciplinary actions. China, I don't think we're going to be dealing with China. But you're more than welcome to go over there and check it out, because if somebody's selling you Chinese dragon bonds, where do they get them? China, made in China. Is that right there? Uh-huh. All right there, Dale. You moving along now. www.csrc.gov.cn. Repeating, csrc.gov.cn. Use the license information or market participants section to find licensed security firms. For individual brokers, verification is more limited online, but firms typically list their licensed brokers on their official websites. Contact the securities firm directly for confirmation of individual brokers' license. Some brokers provide registration numbers that can be cross-checked with exchanges or CSRC. Additional, if you do business through banks or securities firms, confirm they are licensed to deal in yellow dragon bonds. United Kingdom. So if you're over there in the big UK across the pond, you need to go to the FCA Financial Services Register. Again, that is the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA Financial Services Register. That website is register.fca.org.uk. Again, register.fca.org.uk. Search by firm or individual name. Check their permissions to sell specific financial products like bonds. Other jurisdictions, locate the financial regulator website, e.g., ASIC for Australia, IIROC for Canada, MAS for Singapore, etc. Most regulators have an online register or database of licensed firms and advisors. Contact the regulator directly if online info is limited. Additional tips. Ask the seller for their license number and licensing authority. Check for disciplinary actions or warnings linked to the license. Beware of too good to be true offers for unsolicited calls, emails, or high-pressure sales tactics. Fear of missing out. Never send money or personal information before verifying licensure and legitimacy. If you want, they can do a direct search for a specific broker or firm's license info if you provide their name or registration number. Would you like me to assist with that? Uh-oh. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, and a can of beans. Show me an image of a license to sell dragon bonds, please. There isn't a single standardized license to sell dragon bonds that looks like a specific standalone document you can see publicly, because licensed to sell securities like Chinese yellow dragon bonds are typically broader securities broker or dealer license issued by regulatory authorities. These licenses authorize the firm or individual to sell a range of securities, not just one specific bond type. The actual license documents are usually issued privately to the licensed entity and aren't commonly displayed as public images online. They look like formal certificates or registration letters issued by the regulators, such as the China Securities Regulatory Commission, CSRC, or other bodies, often in Chinese with official seals and signatures. I guess it's like trying to do Chinese arithmetic, huh? All right. To give you an idea, here's what typical security license and or registrations look like. Has your basic information. And I asked for the image, and here we go. But basically, that's what you're looking for. That was a sample. All right. So I asked it right here. Search for Bill Rojas, a.k.a. Wolverine license, please. Bill Rojas, known online as Wolverine, has been associated with various speculative financial claims, particularly regarding Iraqi Dinar Revaluation and Chinese yellow dragon bonds. However, There is no publicly available evidence indicating that he holds a valid securities license to legally sell or advise on such investments. Key points: securities licensing status. According to FINRA's broker check, there is no record of a securities license under the name Bill Rojas or William Rojas that would authorize him to sell or advise on securities. Online presence. Rojas has been active in online communities discussing financial topics, but his claims often lack verifiable credentials or regulatory oversight. Legal considerations. Engaging in the sale or advice of securities without proper licensing is illegal, can lead to significant legal consequences. If you require assistance for verifying the credentials of a financial advisor or broker, I can guide you on how to use official regulatory databases to check on their licensing status. When could Iraq revalue its currency? The timing of the Iraqi Dinar revaluation is highly uncertain and subject to many complex factors. As of now, no official government or international financial institution has announced any confirmed date for an Iraqi dinar revaluation. Key factors influencing a potential Iraqi dinar revaluation: Iraq's economic and political stability, central bank and government policy, international relations and debt, market conditions. What experts and official sources say. No official announcements. The Iraqi government and central bank have not publicly committed to any specific revaluation date. Skepticism among economists. Most financial analysts see RV rumors as speculative or based on misinformation. History of delays, prior promises, or rumors of RV have repeatedly failed to materialize. Summary: no reliable timeline exists. If you want, I can help track official statements or economic indicators that would hint at future currency policy changes. Would you like that? Speculate, please. Sure. Here's a reasoned speculative take on when Iraq might revalue its currency based on current geopolitical and economic trends. But keep in mind, this is not a prediction or financial advice, just an informed guess by ChatGPT and not by Fearless Floyd. Okay. So here we go. Here's your message from ChatGPT and not the messenger. Speculative timeline for Iraqi dinar revaluation. Short term, within 1 to 2 years. Unlikely due to ongoing political instability and regional conflicts. Iraq is still facing security challenges, government restructuring, and reliance on oil revenues, which are volatile. No clear signals from the central bank or government about imminent monetary reform. Medium term, 3 to 5 years. More plausible if the Iraq stabilizes politically and security improves. The government implements key economic reforms and anti-corruption measures. Oil prices remain favorable, boosting revenues and fiscal health. Iraq possibly engages with IMF or international financial institutions for structured reform programs. A currency revaluation or redomination could be part of a broader reforms to stabilize inflation and encourage foreign investment. Long term, 5+ years. This is like being on parole and getting a 5-year set off. 5 more years till you come back up for parole. Reading this is kind of what that feels like. Long term, 5+ years. Most realistic time frame, if current challenges persist or worsen, could coincide with a major overhaul of Iraq's financial system, modernization of banking, or integration into global markets. Key conditions to watch: central bank announcements or policy changes regarding monetary reform. Iraqi government reforms aimed at economic diversification and governance. Improved security and political stability in Iraq. International involvement, IMF programs, debt restructuring, global oil market trends. Bottom line, An RV is a complex, high-stakes move that requires a solid economic and political foundation. Given Iraq's current situation, a 3 to 5 year horizon is the most plausible speculative window for serious consideration of currency revaluation, assuming positive developments. Would you like me to create a timeline chart or a scenario analysis based on these factors? Yes, please. Great. Here's a speculative timeline chart and scenario analysis for a potential Iraqi Dinar IQD revaluation RV based on current economic, political, and global factors. Time frame 0 to 2 years. Likelihood very low. 3 to 5 years. Likelihood moderate. 5+ years. Likelihood higher. Scenario analysis for Iraqi Dinar revaluation. Optimistic scenario, impact on RV timing, 3 to 4 years. Base scenario, 4 to 6 years. Pessimistic scenario, 6+ years or indefinite. Unexpected shock scenario, delayed or accelerated depending on event. Summary and what to watch. If you want, I can put this into a visual timeline chart or image to interactive format for easy reference. Would that be helpful? I need to keep my throat wet. And that's where I ended. Believe it or not. Got that 5-year set off there at the end. And kind of got disappointed. Got a lot of comments over here, and I'm sure you have a lot to say about a lot of different things that I presented. It was just my deep dive and, messing with it. Obviously, I didn't have a whole lot of time because I could have kept going, should have kept going. I probably will keep going. But I wanted to share that with you guys, exactly, what's out there, what it looks like, what's going on, because I know a lot of people, they've lived their life around this. You listen to your gurus and, I used to listen to Mark Z religiously, not for the Iraq RV news. I used to like to listen to the world news because he always had some good shit on there. But, I just got tired of just going on the merry-go-round, and it just hasn't stopped, not for days, weeks, months. It's been years. So that's a vicious ride for anybody, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. If you're out there riding that roller coaster, man, I just don't even know how the hell you do it every day like that. Go enjoy life. Go live your life. Go be happy. Okay. Just put this stuff on the back burner, man. Just let it sit there. Just like if you invested in XRP. Okay. Nobody got rich overnight on XRP. Everybody made a little bit of money. And, if you're a day trader, yeah, you probably made money. But if you're in there for the long term, put it there in your ledger or whatever cold wallet you have, and bank it to where it's getting used. You're getting paid for it, but you're not over there trading it every day. There's really no risk in it. But just treat this the same way. But if something does happen, and it does happen next week, I hope you're prepared for what's coming. And, everybody should be prepared anyway. You should be working on your own health and wealth by yourself without some outside influence, thinking that one day, let me let her out so she can go bark. Oh, you ready to say hi? There you go. Go get him. All right. Try it again. It's the camera that doesn't adjust to the light when I come back in. Um, you know, you only have one life. The majority of my audience and the majority of the people that are invested in the RV, it's not the Gen Zers and Xers and LGBTQ, all the whatever the hell the freaks are these days. It's not them. It's, people in their, very few in their 30s, 40s. You start getting in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Yeah. Some of you have been doing this for 2 decades. God bless you. So, I'm going to tell you now, I don't, I don't care who says what, I don't care what's going on in Iraq. I can go listen to somebody tell me about what's going on in Iraq, what their parliament's doing, what Al Sudani's doing, what the central bank is doing. But guess what? Tomorrow, it's going to be the same damn thing. Nothing's going to change. You just heard a bunch of history, news that really didn't change your life. But yet you do that every day, every day, every day, expecting them to go, ding, today's your day. Guess what? Scrolling down below me is the 800 number for you to call. Okay? Nobody's going to miss this. If it happens, believe me, you're not going to fucking miss it. Somebody that you've been messing with, they're going to call you. They're going to email you. They're going to text you. They're going to hit you up in your little group, whatever that is. Finally, it's here. Oh, thank God. Awesome. What do I need to do next? But until that time comes, unless you're over there for some other purpose, like I was just for the news, you're wasting your life chasing a dream that may never ever come true. Hopefully it does. Listen, as I said, I'm in the car with you. Okay. I may be in the back seat, got a towel over me, bawling my eyes out, but I'm going to stay in the car and I'm going to ride this out with you guys. Okay. We're going to see where it goes. Hopefully, everything that we just saw from Chat GPT is incorrect. Hopefully it's tomorrow. And we can all quit our job, right? Well, that's the thing, goddamn, Do I take that gig next month? Or are we going to RV and I won't have to work? And that's just absolutely no way to live your life, man. Go set some goals. Go achieve those goals. Go live life. Go have fun. Go camping. Go to the beach. Go to the lake. Go fishing. Go hunting. Go pet your dog. Go call your family and friends you haven't talked to in a long time and tell them hello. Say, I'm sorry. I've been on this roller coaster. God dang it. Fucking Fearless Floyd. Bastard. Did it again. Pulled out his pen and popped our bubble. And I don't do it on purpose. And I'm not doing it to hurt you, harm you, injure you, put you in a negative state. And this isn't about any, negativity or putting anybody down or trying to identify or label anybody, anything like that. Okay. There's a purpose behind this video. It's to educate you. Take it however you want to take it. I just asked questions because I thought people might want to know these answers, not only for myself, but for their own selves, for their own friends, their own relatives, their own loved ones who you may be watching this and you don't have or want anything to do with the RV, but now you're waiting like, oh my God, I got it. Look here. Hey, look, here's this Fearless Floyd guy. And he's telling it's a scam. Okay. I don't know who's going to watch this and how it's going to be shared and how people are going to utilize this as an educational tool. But I can tell you one thing for certain, okay, that if you do get a little something something from Aunt Ethel. All right. However that looks. Because Aunt Ethel was a wise investor, hopefully. She looked for great returns on her investment. So hopefully you're there. When that happens, you need to be prepared because everything's going digital. They're not going to hand you a pile of money, a pile of gold, pile of silver, diamonds. You're not going to open a vault door and see King Solomon's treasures. They're going to hand you a piece of fucking plastic that looks like all the other pieces of plastic in your wallet or your purse or your clutch purse. And you're going to get credits on account. They just digitized you like that. See how easy that was to digitize you? Now, will there still be notes or currency? Will it be fiat currency, which means it's not backed by anything? It's basically an IOU or a promissory note, promise to pay. Or is it going to be an asset-backed currency where I can take this piece of paper and walk into a financial institution that's authorized to do an exchange and get a certain amount of precious metals in return, if that's the standard, i.e. gold, silver, platinum, copper? I don't know. Maybe could be a smorgasbord. Nobody really knows what this looks like, and everybody who's telling you anything about anything is speculating. If they're not showing you, absolute 100% proof where you can go, okay, yeah, it's just a speculation. It's a rumor. And it sucks for me to have to be the one to, to do this and say this and present this. Believe me, I'm not happy about it either. I'm tired of people just saying it's definitely going to be this month. And then that month passes, we're into the next month, There's no apologies. Nobody's going, you know what? I'm sorry. I fucked up, man. I should have never told y'all that it was going to go that next month. I should have never said anything. I should have said, I don't fucking know. Why? Because they put you on a ride. You didn't even buy a ticket, but they put you on this ride. You rode the ride. They took you on the highs. They took you on the lows, and you rode it. I'm guilty too, so don't sit here like I'm throwing rocks in a glass house. Absolutely not. I'm in the car with you, remember? So I just want everybody to be cautious, be careful, be aware. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure that your portfolio, your investment portfolio is well diversified, well protected. Because one day soon, some crazy things are going to happen in your life that you have no control over. Zero control. I mean, seriously, zero control. And I'm telling you to watch these videos because these are precursors to what your future looks like. When I'm talking a digital world, I'm talking a digital world. Right now, as I speak, in this video and in the other video that I did, let me go pop it up for you. That one. They've already created digital twins of cities. Okay? With buildings, cars. I think he said millions of miles of roads. Okay? This is a digital simulation. They've already created it. It's here today, right frickin' now. folks. And if they use anything like they say that doesn't exist, like femto technology, which is the subatomic level, or pico technology at the atomic level, or nanotechnology at the molecular level. And if you watch those two videos, you're going to see a human hair, okay? And I want you to go find out the width of a human hair in nanometers. And then I want you to see the scalability in that video of what is available today in an Apple phone. That same technology is going to transfer over into robotics. We're not talking about nanotechnology. We're beyond that. We're into the pico and femto technology. So small that both of those technologies are theoretical, hypothetical, futuristic technologies that don't exist. You want to bet? How much you want to bet they have not turned femtobots and picobots, just like they've done with nanobots, and use those to put inside vessels to assimilate at a pre-programmed function or a thing to do specific things like, I don't know, replace your nervous system, rewire your brain, rewire you as a receiver and transmitter, or mobile GPS. They can do anything they want today, folks. That's what I'm telling you. You have a digital twin. It's probably not a physical entity that somebody can go, oh yeah, here's you. No, but digitally, okay, in the data in these artificial intelligence machines, because it's machine learning, there's you in there, your digital twin, everything about you, everything that you do, more than you can even remember about yourself. Every detail that you've spoken on the phone, you've said to your device, you've typed into your device, you've transacted, all your phone conversations, all the television programs that you watched, all the movies that you watched, the conversations at the dinner table, anywhere you had a smart device that was turned on. It was listening. It was paying attention. It was accumulating your data, because your data will be the most valuable asset right after your signature. The most valuable asset you own, folks, is your signature. The second most valuable asset you own is your DNA. And now, unbeknownst to you, you have a digital DNA footprint. And unless you understand what that is, when Aunt Ethel's attorney comes knocking on your door, hey, Floyd, we got something for you. You better be ready. You better be prepared. Because they already have a digital you. They can recreate an entirely mirrored world, just like you see right now. Everything that I'm doing, they can already emulate. They could be doing a parallel video over on another social media platform right now of me that you would not be able to tell the difference. That's where we're at today, right now. That's why I encourage everybody. And I don't care if you get a trust from me, you go get a trust off Scribe, you go borrow a trust from your friend, whatever, okay? Or however you want to set your life up. But you need to learn how to operate privately in public, whatever that looks like for you. If you're not going to get there, I can almost guarantee you that you're probably going to lose anything that NF will give you because you're not going to be prepared. You're not going to be protected. You're not going to be educated. And that's going to be a sad thing. Just go Google lottery losers and you'll see that almost, more than 50% of multimillionaire lottery winners are broke, homeless, penniless. They burn through it like there's no tomorrow. They don't go get a wealth manager. They don't go get educated. They just like buy, 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 buy. And for somebody who's never bought big ticket items like that before, you're going to get a freaking rush like you will not believe. And then you're going to want to get that rush again. It's like taking a hit of crack. Okay. That first hit of crack, when you get that first bell ringer, you're like, oh my fucking God. Whoa. Holy crap. And then you spend the rest of your money trying to get that same high, that first hit, and you never can get it. Doesn't matter how much you do, how long you do it. Just, nope, you never get there. And believe me, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to get there. Remember, everything's under oath. So, yeah. And when you start buying those big ticket items, just, you buy a Cadillac and boom, okay, yeah. And then you go out and buy another Cadillac. And, I just didn't feel that. So now I need to go get a Bentley. Oh, damn, that one felt good. Okay. And then you just keep going up that chain of ladder, buying more shit. Boom, now you got a $30,000 diamond Presidente, diamond bezel, diamond face, diamond band, all factory Rolex. And you could have went to, right down the street and got you one for, you probably could have bargained and got for $8,000. Same watch, but, it's not factory, but, is anybody going to go, oh, that's all factory? Unless they own a Rolex and they know the Rolex brand. Otherwise, you just impressed yourself. You really wasted a bunch of money. And that's how it rolls. You buy the Ferrari, the Bentley, and then, you start giving away the shit that, the Cadillac, the Bentley, because you've upped your game. Now you're in a Rolls Royce and, you're buying one of 6 Lamborghinis and moved on to Bugattis and Pagani's and Koenigsegg's. And I know I'm just like way out there, super exotic cars where you can drop $10 million on a car. Now, imagine getting that rush. Imagine what that feels like driving around in the streets, in your neighborhood in a $10 million car. Okay, you're driving down the street you grew up on, and your car's worth every house on the block. I mean, can you imagine what that rush feels like? Well, that's the seat that you're going to be in. And your pants may be on fire. You may not be ready to handle that type of power and wealth and authority. And that's what I'm saying. Calm down, relax, live life, be happy, and prepare. Just stop all the fucking nonsense that it's next week, it's this holiday, that holiday, or somebody's got to have a fucking meeting, and BRICS has to meet in July, and so put up, cans over in July now. So we're gonna sit around and wait for July. And you're gonna half-ass do shit until July. You're not gonna go live your life. You're not gonna go have fun. You're gonna be on pins and needles waiting on July. So stop all the nonsense, people, and go live your fucking lives. Go be happy. Put a smile on your face. I know. I'm sorry. I had to be the one to say that. I had to be the one to fucking bitch slap everybody. But, somebody needs a goddamn bitch slapping in this community. Quit falling for the goddamn okie dokes and the next days and the next weeks and this events and that events and this holiday and that Islamic holiday. And, Sudani's got to do a backflip on camera and, wank off Parliament before we can all RV. I mean, it's just ludicrous, some of the shit that comes out of these people's mouths where you balance your life. So stop, please. Okay? Go live your life. Go be happy. Go learn something. Go educate yourself. If you want an opportunity, get into artificial intelligence and robotics. It's the next big bubble. Do something with USA manufacturing. Manufacture robots. Artificial intelligence. Because trust me, people, if you're an architect, you're out of there. Okay. Today we were reinstalling speaker arrays. And if you don't know what a speaker array is, if you go to a concert and you're looking at the front of the stage and you see that long column of speakers that goes, clear up into where that all the lights and stuff are. Okay. That column is called a speaker array or an audio array. Okay. And that's what we were hanging today. Forgot my train of thought on that one. Where was I going with that? Audio array. Hanging an audio array. I'll get back to it. Damn it. Forgot where I was going with that. I was doing so well. I'm getting tired because it's 11. AI. Speaker array. Oh, yeah. Now I know where I was going. Thank you, Baby Crab Cakes. That's why I turned that on so I can look over there, and it's a delay. So, speaker arrays. They had to, because of the pitch, okay? The speaker array, it has to be flat at the top or a little tilted, right? Towards the audience is out here. There's the stage back here, okay? The top's going to be just slightly tilted for way distance. And then as it comes down to the bottom, it's going to curve. And it's going to curve down so it can hit the people on, the first 10, 20 rows. Okay, that's a speaker array. So when we drop the original points, the way you do that is you adjust them in the back. Some of them have proprietary systems where they use pins and holes and slide all this shit and get it just at the right, angle for each speaker. Because it's a bunch of speakers in this column that make up the array. So when we took it down, they take them and they lay them face down on top of a big flight case. Okay. A flight case is just a big Anvil, used to be the company, but they're cases that pack all the stuff in. So you set it on there, you disconnect it from the shackle and the chain motor and the hook, and you slide it out of the way. So as I was watching this, I was like, not very long from now, that speaker array, okay, is going to be able to stand up on its own. It's going to have its own wheels, okay, where it's going to be able to roll from the venue into the truck and pack itself, roll out, okay, find its point because it already has the blueprints to the building, the blueprints for the layout of the actual show, and it's going to move right to that point. And then another robot's going to go do the rigging, or it could self-rig and go attach and then pull itself up off the floor. And it 100% self-hung audio. You don't need anybody to do it. It's already pre-programmed. All you just need somebody to do is program it in. Eventually, that's going to go away as well. Because the building blueprints never change. The show blueprints change, but the venue inside, I use the George R. Brown because they have the convention halls underneath, and they have the General Assembly Hall, which is like an auditorium. They have the breakout rooms, and they have the big ballrooms, and they have dividers for those ballrooms. Then they have some halls at the end. Each convention center is different, so you work in different venues in this thing. So that's kind of how AI is going to work. A lot of jobs are going to go away. If you go watch those videos, you'll see if you're an architect, you're out there. Gone. They don't need you anymore to draw shit. You just need to tell what you want, and AI is going to do everything. It's going your piping, your wiring, your flooring, all your materials, windows, everything you need. It's going to do everything for you. Y'all are going to be amazed. So there's a lot of opportunity out there coming up. And I think if you're watching me, you should be on the cutting edge of what robotics and AI looks like. You should be learning now. Because to me, if AI and robotics gets into the wrong hands, oh boy, could that be a catastrophe. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope I didn't disappoint you before your Memorial Day weekend. I hope I gave you a little hope, a little awareness, a little vision, a little guidance. I want everybody to go have just a joyous, happy Memorial Day weekend. Come back Monday, Tuesday. Be safe, be happy. Hopefully you'll have a whole new outlook on life. And hopefully you're living your life, finally, for quite some time where you just gave up and allowed somebody else to live your life for you, or something else to live your life for you. Y'all be careful. Tomorrow, 6 p.m., I'll be back. I'll definitely be back. 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I don't have a gig scheduled, but you never know. There's a lot of people taking notice that of my abilities that really hadn't worked with me before, and that are like, why aren't you working every day? Because they won't let me. But that's okay. Age discrimination. And, they think everybody's like a dumb stagehand. And they don't think that I'm going to ask for a forensic audit during discovery of every telephone number of everybody in the office, personal and business. And then I'm going to ask it for the same thing for every stagehand. And I'm going to see who called who and when they called who and why they called who and how long they talked to somebody. So, yeah, I got them over a barrel. People, they don't pay attention. They don't do their research. They don't know who they're around. People are blown away when I tell them, yeah, I published a bunch of books. And they're like, what? Yeah, I'm a book publisher. Like, you do what? Yeah. That's why I said, you can do anything you want. Just put your mind to it. Go do it. Go live your life. Go be happy. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I really do appreciate it. Be sure, like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. If you need to reach me, the Fearless Floyd Show at Yahoo. Oh, I do have a message for somebody. I used to profile people, but if anybody has any information regarding this chick who I have profiled on my show, that would be Emma Jean Mueller. Apparently, she is still here in Houston, Texas. She has gotten married to somebody, and I was contacted via my show, via that video, by a very, very minor, very young age. Her older sister contacted me, and apparently the two daughters, siblings, mother gave guardianship to Emma Jean Mueller. So she was terrified and wanted to know if her little sister was in any type of jeopardy. So I answered the question the best I could. I gave her a brief synopsis at our initial contact to kind of quell her fears, and spoke to her later at length. I had no idea Emma was still here in Houston. I'm sure she's still pulling her little scams, whatever the hell she's doing, in my opinion. But if you have any information about Emma Jean Mueller, where she's at, what she's doing, anything, email me, the Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com, or go over to my Telegram and hit me with a direct message. I am the Fearless Floyd Show everywhere on all social media platforms. So come find me, come hang out. Again, thank you, everybody. Good night. God bless you. If I don't see you tomorrow, go have a great Memorial Day holiday, and I'll see you when I see you.